Hello and welcome back to Spore. I had thought I was done with these playthroughs, but another kind of thing popped up, really. I was trying to figure out if there's a peaceful way to take over in the civilization stage, just because the religious takeover just seems so violent, doesn't it? I mean, they're just playing music, but it still blows up tanks and stuff, and people still fall out of the sky and die. Well, I worked around and I found out there's no real true peaceful way to do it 100%. The closest you can honestly get is just as soon as you hit the civilization stage, take over an economic nation and do it the rest of the way that way, and that works very well. But during the course of my checking around, I did discover something very interesting, which is known as the diplomatic takeover. And I've toyed with it a lot. I've tested it and tried it and tested it again, and I've found the way to achieve an economic takeover. So I'm going to guide you guys through it now. This will be in my omnivore playthrough simply because there's really no other place to put it. So we're going to start off by choosing this nice little lonely world over here and starting off at the civilization stage. Now, I went ahead and did another save, deleted my other ones because, I start all over in this game, so I'm just selecting my Cardian species. I'm going to go with normal difficulty as a religious nation because, if you're doing the peaceful run, then you'll start off as religious. Doesn't really matter, but I'm going to do it as religious. The first thing that's very, very important is you got to choose a fast vehicle, and this is important because you're going to want to capture all the spice geysers as soon as you start the stage, and you're going to want the fastest vehicle for that. For the building, whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect you in any way, and we'll just leave the planet as it is. So just waiting for this one to load up. So yeah, just bear that in mind, very important. Step number one, you're going to need a lot of money to do this. So just go ahead and get those fast vehicles in there. You can always change your vehicle later on. I'm going to skip this, and immediately I want to send out all my vehicles to capture all the geysers. That's very important. Now, I don't care to go out into the sea and capture the geysers there. I think that's, more than is necessary. And, of course, since we're starting off on a planet that has been already... Well, we didn't work our way up to it, basically, is what it is. Then we've got a few epics running around. And that's going to cause us trouble. Now, it's very, very, very important to remember something here. You do not want to begin aggressions. You need 4 nations, 4 cities at least, to do the economic takeover, and it's preferable if they're all the ones on your same continent, but at the same time, you do not want to take those over too early. If you take over a city too early, then you are going to have problems with your diplomacy later on. It's going to be a long, slow, drawn-out process, but it will pick up eventually. Let's see, our first friend is a military nation, that's good. What you're basically doing is you're paying the other nations to attack each other, and that's how it works. So now I've got all the geysers, I'm just going to dismiss all my tanks, because I want that money back. And I'm going to start setting up a profitable little city. Now I like to use the Maxis stuff, and if you want to get one of your favorite Maxis thing up to the top, just select one from the list, make a teeny tiny change to it and save it, and it'll be on your list as if it's your creation. I selected these particularly because they stand out, they don't crowd up too much room, and they look different enough to each other that I can keep track of them. So let's go ahead and plant a factory and a entertainment building there. And the entertainment, of course, it raises your happiness, but I found out that the actual happiness level affects how often your city celebrates, which is good because you get double income during those times. So the first part of the game is just spent waiting for something to happen. Now, very likely, the first nation that's going to start showing aggressions is going to be on your own continent, and you want to wait for that nation that's going to start showing aggressions. The thing is, I don't want to do it with the ones that are on my own continent, so you're pretty much going to have to ignore one of those conquering people, basically, because that's just going to get in your way. Now, let's see, that's probably a bad place to put a building. Yeah, that's a little better. I'll start putting more in as I go. I like to wait till I get to 3,200 so I can afford 2 houses at a time. Your best friends here are going to be military nations. They just have more, shall we say, going for them than than the religious ones. While the religious nations do have the benefit of not having to take down every single building, the problem that they face is that they're very weak vehicles. The vehicles just are not up to snuff. They can't handle a battering. And so basically what you want to do is see, I mean, you do want to go with the most aggressive nation, and the military nation is best, but try to hold out for the military if you can. However, if religious nations start showing a lot of gumption and drive, don't be shy about it. It'll work out in the end. I just like to go for a military nation simply because their vehicles can stand up to more attack. I've got a pretty good setup here. Lots of spice coming in, but I'm going to put down one more factory because right now my city's celebrating, and I would like to get the celebrations up just a little bit. But it's not key to get 3 factories. I like to put 3 factories down. Seat 7,200, that means that they're doing 3,600 regular, and I'm happy with that. I'm okay with it. So just stop any activity whatsoever and just watch. You want to let your money pile up. You're going to need a lot of money to bribe all the nations here. Now, don't know who's going to start kicking up a fuss yet. And this is the boring part. You basically got to wait, but it looks a little bit... No, Forest Nation doesn't seem to be... Oh, there we go. Forest Nation is already attacking the Green Nation. So yeah, as I mentioned, that's probably going to be the case, that the first nation to start posing aggressions is going to be on your own continent. Fight the urge to bond with them, because in this particular type of playstyle, you're going to have a lot of, well, shall we say, problems with your diplomatic relations if anything goes early in the game. What you're worrying about is that certain non-diplomatic activity, certain things will piss off the other nations. Things like attacking them, things like denying them if they ask you for help. And those are irreversible things. You cannot get back that diplomacy that's been lost when you've done that. So you really just want to kick back and relax. No nations will ask you for help or support if you're just one city strong. So yeah, it looks like Forest Nation is totally going to take over Green Nation, and you know, I'm okay with that. That just means I've only got to take 2 Forest Nation cities. A great deal of this is going to be waiting for them to contact you, but also you want to keep them from being angry with you. So since Forest Nation is about to take this one over, then, you know, let's take a look and see what happens. Yep. So the first thing that you notice is that your communications panel pops up, and you've already got some ticks against you. Military nations will dislike you because you're a religious nation, and because your boundaries are too close, you can't get around that. But one thing you can do right away that's free is, after brushing them off, say, "We admire your wide tracts of land." And as you can see, that changes from orange face to yellow face. So that means that they are not at war with us. But I'm not happy with that. I'm not satisfied. I want to get them up to blue face. So I'm going to give a couple bribes to them. Just 3 bribes. There we go. And now they're, you know, smiley face happy with us. So that starts us off with kind of the way it's going to go. Alright, looks like Pink Nation is attacking Lavender Nation. I don't know what degree of success we're going to see with that. But Red Nation is going up against... Yeah, the economic cities, that's what this one is an economic city. They tend to get taken down first. So, sorry, poor economic nations. You know, that's just how it goes. I'd like for the city that I work with to be a military nation, just because they're much more powerful, they're more quick to actually take over. But I'll take a religious nation. Ooh, Crimson Nation has taken over this one. So let's go ahead and start some diplomatic relations with them. Just bribe them a little bit. I like to get them up to blue face, like I said. The religious nations, you'll have a few less ticks against you. They won't hate you because you're, you know, a certain type of nation. But you know, I'm going to hold out just a bit to see which is the first military nation that actually starts doing something. My, this is a slow process. Oh wow, Pink Nation, they're pretty aggressive. Now, don't assume that just because a nation has taken over all the spice geysers that they are going to be the most aggressive nation. That's not always the case. Again, look for an aggressive nation that wants to go take over, but at the same time, remember that these guys can change their minds in a heartbeat. Oh my. Lavender Nation is definitely defending themselves, that's good. But they lost out in the end, so okay. I admire wide tracts of land, and let's give them a gift. I don't want to get anybody all the way up to straight up allied yet, just because, but it looks like we're already starting to get our nations that are, you know, overthrowing them. Generally, it's a good idea to get a nation that has seaside capabilities, because, you know, they can send ships, and the ships are very powerful. They're the most powerful takeover portions of the game there. So I think we pretty much are stuck with the red and the pink nation here. I'm not a great big fan of it, but hey, needs must. So let's go ahead and get them arguing with each other. I'm going to go with pink on this one here. I'm going to ask pink to take over Crusade. So we have need of your forces. We'd like you to go Bruseld, excuse me. So now one thing that you may tend to have to do is to bribe them a little bit more, toss them a bit more cash, on account of the fact that even if they've got their own spice geysers, you want to have a little bit of extra money going into them, and I do firmly believe that the money you give them contributes to their overall power, their ability to take over. They have more money because of you, so they'll produce more ships, and that's the important part right there. I don't want Red Nation to start taking over the guys near me. And yeah, this is the problem with the religious nations, is that their attacks are so weak that they get bogged down in trying to fight when they should just be trying to take over. And that's what I don't like, is that, yeah, the military vehicles will do that too, but the religious just take a long time to do it. However, the religious, when they attack, they do have an area of effect, so they're attacking more than one. So that's, I suppose, a benefit. I just feel like it's a waste of resources and a waste of time for that. So just pick your poison. But now it looks like they're doing good. And at this point, I want to see if I can get them to take over the Red Nation. So Frand is the name of this, Frandordo, actually. And let's see if we can entice them to attack. Now, seeing as I've already started backing this horse, you kind of got to stick with your horse, basically, so I'm going to go ahead and pump in all kinds of money to them. You can only get so far with your generous gifts, and your compliments is only good for a +10. It's only good once, and it won't help out later on, so just, you know, do what you got to do, I guess, but when you start backing a horse, then you really want to keep on backing that horse and feeding them all the funds that you can. So you can only get up to 120 with the generous gifts. That's as high as they go, and my overall rating with the city is 130. They're generally happy with me. So let's see if they actually start, you know, putting some pedal to the metal. I gave them a good amount of money. They don't seem to be doing anything yet, and it's very possible that I may have to change horses, but you really don't want to send too many conflicting messages out there. Eventually they will begin. I'm just going to strengthen up my city in case war does happen. I want to be able to defend myself. Looks like Pink Nation wants to try and take over this this geyser before they do anything. I don't know why, but oop, they're already sending out. Ooh, yeah, that's a flotilla right there. Yeah, I think Pink Nation's going to be the horse that we keep on backing here. Just the first people to take over a city generally are the most aggressive, so here we go. Takeover begins. And it's pretty cool that they can disable turrets and disable... They can take over without destroying the city, and that's one other fallback of a military nation, is that unfortunately they destroy the city, so they have a longer time to come back from when they've captured that city. They got to rebuild all the buildings, so I don't generally like it. Let's see, how does the rest of the world feel about me? The rest of the world feels fine about me. I mean, I don't know about Purple Nation here, but we'll worry about them. Oh, they've got their own problems, don't they? Oh well, that's fine. Here we go. So now they're starting to attack the city. Wow, they've got some complex buildings here. But wow, look at this power that they're bringing to bear. It's not going to take long at all. Now, there's going to be a point where we spring into action heavy duty, and that's going to be when they're starting to take over like their last couple cities. I like to wait just a little bit longer. I don't want anybody calling me out saying, hey, go and fight them for us, you know, you're our allies. Because if you tell them no, then that's bad. If you say yes, then you kill your reputation with that other nation, and it's just going to come back to bite you. At the same time, you don't want to get into direct competition with the horse you're backing. So just play it cool for a little while, wait until they've taken over some of the other rivals, so to speak. And do not tell them just to go attack another nation when they're in the middle of attacking one for you. That's going to send mixed messages. The AI can't handle it. Just wait for them to do the job that you asked them to do. So I'm going to just let them take out all of Red Nation here. And that's probably, I think that's going to be the best tactic. And as soon as they've gotten... yeah, as soon as they start attacking this other nation, this Dubec place, then, yeah, they're already sending out their airships. So I'm glad that I've got a planet, which has a ton of seaside cities. So, alright, this one is Dubec. Let's go ahead and focus these guys on Dubec. Now it's at this point that I'd like to go ahead and switch over. And it's kind of a tricky decision. I'd like them to be a little quick, but I'd also like them to have lots of religious power. So let's see if I can get somebody with a decent amount of speed. Yeah, that looks good. But what's this? No, that's terrible speed. Yeah, this is probably our best bet right here. I'm not too worried about the health aspect. But yep, changing cars just to get that little bit of extra bonus, and I'm just gonna summon all that I can of these guys because I want to just go and blitz the heck out of this place. So they're already sending their guys out to take this city, and that's good. Again, a nation which has ship capabilities is superb. And alright, so let's go ahead and begin taking out our own enemies. Our frenemies, the Brown Nation. Things are probably going to go pretty smoothly at this point. I've got a lot of force out, and I think they're probably going to have no problem doing this. Yeah, this is going just fine. They're upset with us. They can see that, you know, well, I don't know why all of a sudden our religion is pissing them off. They should be upset because we attacked them. But c'est la vie. So I'm going to go ahead and just rework this city to be a little bit more profitable. Okay, let's see. 1,600, 2,000, that works. And I'm going to want to go ahead and put out some turrets. Turrets are always nice. Pop out a few more religious vehicles. And yep, we are really going to take it to them. So let's go ahead and take over Lucas. Is that what the name of this place is? Lucas, or Lucy's, whatever. How are they doing over here? They're doing great. They've just got all their people out in force. And I'm going to be sending them after Cathiog, or whatever the name of that city is, in just a second. Do have to watch out for the epics. They will make life difficult for your tanks. So, yep. Let me just go ahead and pop another one in and go take out Green Nation. Forest Nation, rather. Come on, guys. Step it up. Okay, I'll feed you some money. Like to give them about 12,000 at a time. That usually fires their jets up. And Red Nation's about to be no more. So yeah, this didn't take all that long, actually. Or it's not taking all that long right now. But, okay, the war is about to begin. Kind of sucks that I'm coming all the way across the continent there. It's going to be trouble for when I try to send reinforcements, but I'm pretty sure I got this. You can generally rely on your guys taking out their turrets, and yeah, look at this. This is just turning into a takeover right here. We're going to leave them to it. And they're already sending in reinforcements here. I don't know. They look like they're getting a little bit roughed up from it. Oof. Yeah, that's bad. Okay. Well, I'll wait until I've got a few more guys that are down here, just taking these out a little bit at a time. That's the trouble with taking on a military nation. They are going to do a number on you. Okay, Crimson Nation love us because, reasons. I don't know why. But yeah, Crimson Nation is no more. So, thank you, gentlemen. How about you go and take on Cathiog? Okay, so I'm already down to pretty piss-poor amounts of guys. So let's send in the reinforcements. Almost took this city. And yeah, while you're busy with your thing, you want to get away, get the cities that are closer to their borders as quickly as possible. So you know, I am not so worried about them coming to get the Green Nation. I don't want that hassle, because if they do happen to take a city, then you know I'm gonna have to fight them, and I don't want that. Okay, so yeah, their attacks coming on pretty weak at first. I'm just gonna give them a little bit more money, just to reinforce their situation. Ooh, what's this? No, I would hope you guys aren't shooting at me. We're friends. Friends. For a minute, at least. Right, so the takeover attempt begins anew. Alright, this time I think we got it. I got a bunch more guys coming in from the north, for some reason. And yeah, that's... I'm gonna get this city. Forest Nation is gonna be gone. They're not at all at war with us yet, which I find amusing. But yeah, this is in the bag right now. It really is. Yep, there we go. So now we got a religious city, and they're not set up very happily, are they? Oh, now they're happy again. That's because the aggressions are over. Okay, let's see if I can't affect things. Yes, that's good. 4,000 and 1 happiness. I'm okay with that. Let's just go ahead and toss these guys some more, and let's go finish off Cyan Nation. How are you guys doing over here? Not too bad, although I wish you'd send more ships, but... Oh, snap, it looks like you got your own problems. Holy crap. Purple Nation's not happy. And we're damn near out of money. Oh well. I'm sure Pink Nation will be just fine. Let's take over our home turf. Yeah, this is a steamroll right here. I don't see these guys putting up enough resistance to be a problem. Oh, your attack's faltering, guys. You need to step it up. Yeah, that's the problem, is that these late game guys, they may start to put on some real aggression, and that can be troublesome, because look at them, they're about to have that city. Come on, Pink Nation. Oop, did I get... Yes, I got a city. And I got the air, but I don't care. So, I could come over and take over this city, but I think that's enough. I'm going to leave things as they are, and let me go ahead and give my friends the Pink Nation a little bit more money. Although, wow, Purple Nation. See, when you give a bribe, that actually is okay. None of the other nations can see it. Oh, Purple Nation. They've taken over a city. Well, that sucks. But I still feel okay about Pink Nation. I think they're going to manage it okay. But wow, Purple Nation, you guys are just pouring on the aggression. Wow, I'm surprised at you guys. Let's give them a compliment. We admire your tracts of land, because I don't want them to come and attack us. Alright, so Pink Nation got that one. Just go get Deldwis back, will ya? Yeah, it looks like they're going to be sending out quite a platoon, but on their own home continent, I think that Pink Nation's going to be able to hold their own. There's a lot less to have to worry about here. There's like no entertainment buildings now. And yeah, look at that. That's going to happen. Ooh, they are coming in from the north, though. This city is definitely under attack, so there we go. It's a done thing. They're getting it quickly, so bam! It's just us and Pink Nation. Give it a moment. Just a moment. We won! Let's band together. So bam, that's it. That's the diplomatic takeover. So just remember, if you want to try this, it's pretty fun, but just remember, if you want to try this, number 1, fastest vehicle to capture up all the Spice Geysers on your own continent. Number 2, don't make any aggressive moves until you're pretty sure that the horse you're backing is going to win. Number 3 is back a horse that's aggressive, and that's usually going to show itself pretty early on. And number 4, when it looks like they're within striking distance of taking over, then that is when you want to start taking over your own continent. So bam, the world is taken care of, and it's definitely not the most peaceful option, because people did die, but it's certainly an interesting option. Again, if you want the most peaceful option, then when you get into the space stage, or not the space stage, excuse me, when you get into the civilization stage, take over an economic nation and use that to do the trading with everybody. But, you know, hey, at least this is something more interesting to show. So, in any case, thanks for watching. I am Solinus Dracone, and this has been Let's Play Spore.